Hey, g'day folks, how you going? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then a special g'day to you. Last week we were in Mount Gambier. Amazing place. If you haven't seen that video, then I'll put a link at the end of this one so you can go back and check that one out. In fact, go back and check out this whole series. It's been a whole complete series of travelling around South Australia. Amazing place. Anyway, this week we're leaving Mount Gambier and we're heading to Murray Bridge. And on the way, we're going to stop in a little town called Penola. There's a street there which is basically the same as it was back 100 years ago, called Petticoat Lane. So we're going to stop in and have a look around that first. Then after that, we're going back underground again. We're going to be going to the Naracoorte, I think it's the way it's pronounced, Naracoorte Caves. Now, you weren't allowed to video inside there, but you were allowed to take photos. So I've taken a heap of photos and put that together. Very amazing place again. So sit down, grab a drink, and let's have a look at what we got up to. Okay folks, this morning we left, where did we leave? Mount Gambier. Early start today, heading to Murray Bridge. Just doing a quick stop here in Penola, I think it's called. Having a look at Petticoat Lane.
The cottages on Petticoat Lane are built in a style typical of early colonial architecture, using local materials such as stone and timber. These cottages were home to a variety of people, like workers and tradespeople, with their families, who played crucial roles in the development of Penola. We're lucky that this street hasn't been lost to development over the years. Local heritage groups and the community recognize the lane's cultural and historical value. Today, Petticoat Lane is a popular tourist attraction in Penola. Visitors can stroll down the lane, admire the beautifully restored cottages, and learn about the history of the town. Some of the cottages have been converted into museums or shops, offering a glimpse into life in the 19th century.
Sharam's cottage has been carefully restored to its original condition, with attention to historical accuracy in its architecture and furnishings. This restoration allows visitors to experience the authentic representation of 19th century life in Penola. Now, when we walked down the street, we actually thought people were living in these houses, so we thought, not too sure. Definitely worth coming down to have a wander, because we've found one that's open, and you can look around in here and see exactly what it was like to live in a house like this. Like this room out the back here, for instance. Just put the torch on so you can see a bit better. You know, this has got old newspapers stuck to the roof. That's how they insulated, or tried to insulate, the house a little bit from the draft in the cold. And it's almost like the whole building on the inside is made of paper mache. Yeah, absolutely amazing. And the fact that it's open, that you could come in and have a look. I saw somebody comment that it's amazing that people could live like this. But you know, back in the day, that's how people thought was normal. You know, people living in a house like this was luxury. Others were living in a tent. So you can see here, that's just Hessian bags on the inside. timber on the outside, wooden frame, and then a hessian bag with like lino, or actually looks a bit more like wallpaper, but I don't know if they had wallpaper back in those days, but yeah, newspapers, all sorts of things to line the roofs and walls all with. And then they could sit around the organ for a hootenanny in the afternoon. And then out the back in their gardens, they used to grow everything they wanted to eat. They would grow. You've got herbs and things all growing out the back out there. Grapevines, everything. This humble structure is a significant example of early colonial architecture and provides insight into the living conditions of early European settlements in the region. This hut dates back to the mid-19th century, around the 1850s. It was constructed by the McAdams family, who were among the early settlers in Penola. The hut was built using the slab construction method, which was common during the period due to its availability of timber and the simplicity of the technique. The slab construction method involves the use of vertical wood slabs or planks to create the walls of a structure. It was 5 degrees here last night, and you can see from the gaps in the wall it'll be quite cold in here, so you'd want to have that fire roaring pretty hard to try and keep warm in this. Well, that turned out to be a worthwhile little stop. But we must move on. We've got a booking down the road at 11:15. The Naracoorte Caves were recommended to us by some people back in Mount Gambier. So we're going to do one of the tours here. They reckon it's better than the one we did at Penola Caves. This park is renowned for its extensive and well-preserved fossil deposits, which have earned its place as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. There are 28 caves in this system, with 4 being open to the public. There is the Stick Tomato Cave, which is a self-guided walk. Bat Cave, where you can learn about the world of the southern bent wing bat and be able to watch them through infrared cameras. And Alexander Cave, which is the one that we'll be going in. In 1969, 2 explorers squeezed through a gap and discovered a massive chamber full of fossilised remains.
Alexandra Cave is renowned for its extensive fossil deposits that date back at least 500,000 years. These fossils provide critical insights into the prehistoric fauna of Australia, especially during the Pleistocene epoch. The cave has yielded remains of various megafauna, including Diprotodon, the largest known marsupial; Thylacoleo, the marsupial lion; Procoptodon, a genus of giant short-faced kangaroos. Alexandra Cave, like many others in the Naracoorte Caves system, features stunning limestone formations such as stalactites and stalagmites. These natural structures have formed over millennia, creating a visually captivating environment.
It's mind-blowing when you think for millions and millions of years, here in the dark underground, while everything was changing up top, this has been forming one drop at a time. There's a profound sense of connection to the past, knowing that these formations have witnessed countless ages. It's a humbling reminder of the Earth's slow, constant changes, and your place within that grand timeline. The silence is almost sacred, broken only by the occasional drip of water. A sound that feels both ancient and timeless. Okay, so that is the Naracoote, I think is the way he pronounced it. I said Naracoote or something. It's the caves anyway, so interesting, a little bit different. Not as good as our Jules Caves that we have in Margaret River down in Perth. Actually, I've had people tell me that it's a toss-up between Jules Cave and Perth, and there's a cave down in Victoria somewhere. They reckon are the best caves in Australia. So anyway, let's head off down the road and see what else we can find.